Hello, you are welcome to Ise Media Network, informing minds, inspiring souls. Today's message is not meant to shame anyone. It is meant to wake us up. We build higher walls, lock stronger gates, and call it safety. But behind these walls, people are suffering quietly. Some are dying quietly. Today, we are talking about what happens when community disappears and why we must bring it back. Please listen carefully. This is not a story from long ago. This is not a movie. This did not happen only in another country. This happened around us. A young lady living in abroad died in her room. Nobody noticed. Days passed. Weeks passed. Bills kept coming. Light bills, rent bills, service charge. She was gone, but life around her continued. In western Nigeria, a man also died inside his own house on his own bed. His car was in the compound. The slippers were in front of the house. The gate was locked. Neighbors said maybe he traveled. Years passed. Weeds grew. The compound became bushy. Neighbors did not go there because they were worried about him. They went because they were afraid snakes might enter their own houses. That was when they discovered he had died long ago. The power of true community. There was a time when communities truly care for one another. If a child cried, everyone heard. If food was cooking, the aroma filled the streets. Neighbors checked on one another naturally. If someone did not come out in the morning, people asked questions. If someone stayed quiet for too long, some people knocked on the door. Life was not perfect, but it was human. Today, we live close to one another, yet we barely know one another. Today, walls separate us, gates shut us in. We lock our doors and mind our business. We say it is for safety, but these same walls have made us lonely. People now die behind locked doors and nobody notices. You can live next door to someone for 10 years, yet not know their name. This is still happening today in estates, in rented houses, in villages and cities. People are suffering quietly. People are dying quietly. Some people do not need money. They don't need loud prayers. They only need someone to ask, "How are you doing?" When we notice too late, the man in Western Nigeria did not disappear. People only assume the signs were there, the silence, the weeds, the abandoned house. Yet nobody checked. For years, his wife did not notice. His children did not notice. His family did not notice. His friends did not notice. Neighbors acted only when their own safety was threatened, not because a man was missing, but because snakes might enter their compound. This is how far we have fallen. Some people die twice. First, emotionally, when nobody checks on them. Then, physically, when nobody notices, they are gone. Today, loneliness is killing faster than disease. Today, when people are in danger, many do not rush to help. They bring out their phones. Someone is being beaten. People record. Someone is crying for help. People film. Someone collapses. People watch. Later, they post it online and say, "This is so bad." But sadness without action does not save life. If you can stand and record, you can also stand and help. Helping does not always mean fighting. It can mean calling for help, shouting, knocking on the doors, and alerting others. Doing nothing is also a choice. One day, it could be you on the ground. In Luke chapter 10, verse 29 to 35, someone asked Jesus a question: "Who is my neighbor?" Jesus answered with a story. A certain man was traveling from Jerusalem to Jericho, and he was beaten on his way by armed robbers and left half dead. Religious people passed him, good people passed him, church people passed him. They saw him, but they did not stop. Then a Samaritan came, not a friend, not a relative, not from the same tribe. The Bible says he saw the man and had compassion. He stopped, he helped, he paid the cost. Jesus asked, which one was a neighbor? The answer is simple. the one who noticed, the one who stopped, the one who cared. Today, wounded people are not on the roadside, they are behind walls and closed doors. The Bible also tells us a story in Luke chapter 7, verse 11 to 15, about a woman in Nain. She had lost her husband and was about to bury her only son. She did not cry out to Jesus, but Jesus noticed her pain. He stopped, he helped, he restored her joy. This teaches us a powerful lesson. Love notices. If Jesus could notice one widow in a crowd, why do we ignore our neighbors behind walls? Small acts that save lives. Community does not require big gestures. It begins with a greeting, a knock, a phone call, food sharing, checking in. That simple act could stop depression, suicide, starvation, even death. Sometimes your presence is the prayer someone has been waiting for. Before you move on, think about this. If you disappear for 3 days, who will notice? Community is not old fashioned. It is not interference. It is responsibility. Be the neighbor who checks. Be the person who knocks. Be the call someone is praying for. Because when we stop looking out for one another, people do not always die suddenly. They die quietly. Before you close this video, hear this. We cannot wait for tragedy to knock on our door to care. We cannot assume someone else will check on our neighbors, our family, our friends. Every small act matters. A phone call could prevent depression. A knock could stop loneliness from becoming despair. A shared meal could save a life. Community is not just a word, it is a lifeline. It is the difference between life and silent death. Here is the truth. When we do nothing, we are part of the problem. When we choose to act, even in small ways, we are part of the solution. So here is the challenge. See, care, and act. See the pain around you. Care enough to stop it. Act, even if it is just a simple gesture. And finally, remember, your neighbor might be waiting for you. Your knock, your call, your presence could be the answer they have been praying for. Don't wait for someone else. Be the neighbor, be the helper, be the lifeline. Because when community dies, people start dying. If this message touched your heart, do these 3 things. Subscribe to Ise Media Network for more life-changing messages. Share this video with your friends, family, and neighbors. Check on someone today. You might save a life. This is Ise Media Network, informing minds, inspiring souls.